What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Litchfield Ajavon. We're back with another episode of Living Athletics. With me today, I have a very special guest. Now, this guest, if you are a fan of a perseverance story, I personally call him the definition of perseverance. And this guy has been through it all since he got to Notre Dame playing college football. And I just want you guys to tune in today, listen, because it's going to be a great story. It's going to be an exciting one. I have Avery Davis with me, Notre Dame captain, and I'm going to call it again, Notre Dame captain this year to come. Let's get it. What's up, Avery?
How you doing, man? Thanks for having me.
It's good. Going. Yes, sir. Good to have you here, man. Hey, first of all, I'm just asking you, how are you doing right now, bro?
I'm doing really well. We probably got like 3 more workouts to finish out this off season, the summer phase of training, and then start fall camp in about 2 weeks. So, less than 2 weeks now. So it's exciting. Game in 41 days.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Exciting.
Optimistic. Something good.
Yep. Good. Exciting time all around for college football fans, right? Especially for Notre Dame fans. But not, hey, man, I want to just get right into it right now, Avery. I'm just going to ask you, right? How is your knee doing, man?
My knee's doing good, bro. My knee right now is doing really good. So everything inside of the knee is healed. The only thing I'm dealing with right now is like tendonitis. It's in the front of the knee. That's just because that's where they took my new ACL from the patella tendon. So I'm getting tendonitis. That's the only thing I'm kind of dealing with that's painful, but I'm able to do all football related movements. I'm running, I'm cutting, I'm jumping, I'm stopping, I'm doing everything. So I'm in a good spot, man.
The speed is still there?
Yeah. I feel like I'm a little bit faster. I'm a little bit lighter than I was prior years. So straight line speed, I'm a little bit faster.
Yeah.
I still got to work on explosiveness, out of cuts off my left side. But it's there.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Hey, look, I want to, first of all, I would like to mention that going back to when you was in high school, right? You was like a very renowned high school quarterback, Under Armour All-American, and you was an elite 11 quarterback, right?
Sure.
And then when I got to Notre Dame, so first of all, I'm gonna say I watched you playing in high school when I was in high school, and then I watched you playing when I got to when you was at Notre Dame. I watched you play, and then when I got there as a DB, you was in the corners room. It was in the defensive backfield together. How did that happen, man?
Ooh, all right. So I guess I gotta start from when I first came in, because that was my going into my junior year. Were you an early enrollee?
Nah, I was
no, you were there in the summer.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I'll just start from the top. So I came here to play quarterback originally, or that's what I thought. Came here to play quarterback. I only stayed in the quarterback room for honestly throughout the first season, but the original process of me moving to a different position started on the scout team. So I kind of got the picture soon that they didn't really want me to play quarterback there. Or here. So I played quarterback throughout that the first season, and then that spring, my freshman spring is when I started to transition. Started to cross train between quarterback, and then at the time it was running back and a little bit of slot, but it was really just the B-back position that we had. It wasn't a true slot position because the slot was fink. It was a B-back, which is a running back in a certain formations you line up in slot. Whether it would be an empty or they package it a certain way to put you in the slot. So I was doing that in the spring. I was still playing quarterback there. It was kind of just like a slow transition. It was like a slow death almost to my quarterback life. But so my sophomore year, I'm playing running back. First game of the season, we played Michigan. That's the 2018 game at home. That was a dope game.
I watched that game.
Yeah. Actually, somebody who cross-trained with me who came in as a different position was Jafar. So he came in as a receiver. We both cross-trained that spring. So he was doing the running back, same thing I was doing, really. He balled out that game. He went crazy. So not only was I happy for him, but that also kind of gave me hope, that maybe this could work out for me, even though in the back of my head I knew, running back really wasn't my thing, because it's a lot of growing pains going through that and just adjusting there. So I played running back. Throughout the season, I kind of was just playing in and out. And then towards the end of the season, I stopped playing because I really wasn't good at it. At running back, I still was good at being in space and making plays. So I could do good in one-on-ones in practice and stuff like that. But I didn't get any of the slot reps in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really wasn't good at playing running back. I wasn't ready, especially because all I played coming up to that point was quarterback. So it's like to be able to think that I would be a Division I Notre Dame running back within a couple months is kind of foolish to think in my head looking back on it. So yeah, I wasn't ready. So by the time next spring come over, Coach Kelly hit me up like a couple days before we even start spring practice. So like before we go into spring ball, we do like those little OTAs where we do like hang dogs, we do all those drills and stuff, specific drills. So like I had one day of that workout at DB. Well, let me go back to the conversation. He called me and it was like, hey, we basically convinced me that like he thought I could be good at playing corner.
Yeah.
At this point where I'm at, I'm like, I don't got nothing to lose, bro. Nothing's going my way. Like I'm not playing the running back anyways. I got my ego's already shot. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like I have nothing to lose. I might as well try it. I tried it. I sucked. I was terrible, bro. I wasn't good at all. But that's how I got to that point. I'm the type of person that's going to adjust. That's how I've always been since a kid. So no matter what happened throughout my life, I take pride in being able to see where I'm at right now and then making something happen out of that. So that was my mindset with DB, even though I knew it wasn't good, even though I never backpedaled ever in my life.
Right.
Like I did not know football from that side of that perspective or anything like that from a defensive mind. So I knew the learning curve was huge.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I had nothing to lose, so I took on the challenge anyway. So that spring, I probably lost every rep almost, every practice. It was so hard. It was so hard to wake up in the morning and go to practice knowing that like I'm about to lose.
It's
every
not
rep.
going to go your way.
Embarrassing. It breaks every rep. Like, yes, that sucked. So the summer came and I felt like, I was like, all right, now I got time to just work on my game. I don't have to go out there and put on film L's. You know what I mean? I can just work on my craft. I can really detail stuff in. And like I said, I'm the type of person who's going to try to make a way out of anything. So that summer I was working on it, and then that's when you came in. So that's where I was.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember, man. Look, wait. First of all, so you've never played anything other than quarterback before you got to high school? I mean, before you got to college, nothing.
Before I got to college, all I played was quarterback. Little league, intermediate, middle school, high school, all I played was quarterback.
Dang. So that was a big adjustment, man.
Every position change is a huge adjustment. Like, there's excuses. I'm gonna speak for like a lot of other mobile quarterbacks. If you've only played quarterback, and you can still run at the same time, just because you're athletic and you play quarterback does not mean that you're just easily applicable to any other position.
Right.
That's just not how it works.
Right.
I was fast. Yeah, I could like make people miss, but I didn't know how to run and stop. I didn't know how to run a route. I didn't know how to read a hole for real, like from a running back perspective, from a defensive back's perspective. I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to backpedal. I didn't know how to shuffle. I didn't know how to key a quarterback. I didn't know how to identify like what the offense is doing. Like I didn't know any of that. So it's like, yeah, I'm athletic, but that's like the bare minimum to play at football at this level. You know what I mean? So like, I don't think that's an excuse for quarterbacks to or dual threat quarterbacks to move positions. Just because you're athletic don't mean you could just plug somebody somewhere.
Doing a great deal of injustice.
Yeah.
Look, so I mean, when I first got there, I was like, man, like I'm like, yo, this man is breaking off the wrong foot, but he's still making plays though. Like, I mean, he's still getting to the ball carrier. Like he's breaking on the ball. He's supposed to break it right. He's breaking right, but he's off the wrong foot. But he's still getting there and making plays on the ball. At least that was what I saw. And I was like, man, like to myself, I'm like, yo, I don't know what this man has been through so far, but it looks like whatever he is, he's gonna be a dog. He's gonna find a way to make a way at some point, man. And kind of that's how I saw it playing out, even in the summer before we got to fall camp. Like, do you kind of feel similar, like the same way?
I mean, I always felt like, I don't even want to say I always felt like this. There was times where I didn't feel like, but for the most part, I feel like I'm good at football, like all around, like especially now. But at that time, I didn't have much confidence in myself. So like, yeah, you can see me making plays, but like in my head, I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'll be watching film like, what am I doing? Like, yeah, I made the play. Even the plays where I would win, it's just like, they ain't really. Just because I hold myself to a high standard, I know what high level play looks like, and I know that what I was doing wasn't at a high level of play. And I know if I was going against, like, it wasn't good enough to be playing on Saturdays. It wasn't good enough to be playing in the bright lights, So, like, yeah, I made a few plays here and there, but it wasn't nothing that was really making me feel like this is what I need to be doing. This is it. Or I feel like I belong here at this position.
Yeah. So let's just take into consideration. I want you to give the people like an account of like how many different positions did you end up playing like at Notre Dame?
4 different positions, but 5 different switches. So quarterback, running back, defensive back, and then wide receiver.
And then you
but I
went
played
back
running
to
back twice. Yeah, so that season, your freshman year, my junior year. So I've been training defensive back since from wherever we started spring ball.
Right.
So what is that, like March till September, the first game of the season. Jafar gets hurt. Really, I was an expendable piece. I was athletic enough to play multiple positions. So when there was a gap I feel like in the depth chart, this is me looking back on it.
Plug and play.
I feel like when there was a gap in the depth chart, yeah, they just were plugging in place to me. So, but in my mind, when I got the opportunity to go back to offense, I was like, I'm not going back. This is it. I'm going full head of steam. This is what I really do. I score points. I get the ball in my hands. Like this is what I do. So Jafar got hurt the first game of the season, and I didn't play a snap on special teams or anything.
Right.
The first game of the season. So I'm damn near in the same position I was at the end of my sophomore year. So I was like, he got hurt. They didn't even have to ask me, like, but they did ask me to go back on offense. But it's like they didn't even have to ask me. I was already my mind. As soon as it happened, I was like, exactly. I'm like, yeah, this is the opportunity to go back. So I switched back to offense, and that next game I scored. So I was like, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. That was kind of like a reassuring moment. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, this is where you need to be at. It didn't make everything that I had been through up to that point worth it, but it was a satisfying moment. You know, it was a real good moment for me. So that was my first touchdown.
You remember that to this day, huh?
100%. Yeah.
So
it was a reverse play.
Reverse play? Well, against who?
Yeah. I believe New Mexico.
Okay.
They weren't good, but oh well.
Look, man.
You gotta beat the not good teams too. You gotta beat everybody.
Nah. So through all that time, man, like there had to be a point where you're just like, I don't know if I can handle this no more. Like enough has to be enough. Like at what point did you get to that mindset of like, man, I don't know if I can do this no more?
Honestly, bro, I think there wasn't a time that I went to this school where I didn't think about leaving. To be completely honest. So like my freshman year when I was redshirting, that was one of the hardest years of my time here, is just because everything, it was a complete 180 from what I was exposed to in high school. Like really my whole life in high school, I get to this school and it's like the culture is different, not only in the football, but in the social dynamics of the school is different. I wasn't really fitting in with school. I wasn't playing at football, like on football. I knew I was redshirting going into it. Bayless was a madman when it came to these off-season workauts.
Oh, we're going to get to him.
Non-travel lifts.
Yeah.
The non-travel lifts killed me, bro.
I have my share of those.
Yeah, exactly. The snow, just everything about it, bro. School was incredibly hard. I didn't change my I ended up graduating with a bachelor in industrial design, but I came in wanted to do marketing, so that's in the Mendoza school. Those math classes are crazy hard. But I didn't know that. Like in high school, math was my favorite subject. I came in thinking I'm gonna do math. I'm gonna get a degree from the best business school. No, like I found out that the curriculum that was taught in my high school was completely inferior to what was taught at everybody else's high school. Because I didn't know what was going on. I get A's at my high school, straight A's, 4.0. I come up here and it's like I can't even keep up with what the teacher's teaching. Like, so I'm struggling in the classroom, I'm struggling in the weight room, I'm struggling on the football field. Well, I really wasn't, honestly, God, I don't think I was struggling on the football field. Honestly, I don't think I was struggling, but I was struggling trying to prove myself because I don't think that they ever really saw me at that. So it was kind of like preaching to a brick wall almost, because like I was doing good, but I really wasn't getting what's the word? The affirmation or the confirmation from the,
confirmation.
The appreciation. You know what I'm saying? I
Yep.
didn't really know I was doing good. I just
Right.
kind of like, I feel like I'm doing good, but nobody's saying anything. And then come to find out, now I'm playing a different position on scout team. It's like, am I really doing good? Like, what's going on? So that first year, I was like, I don't know if I can continue to do this. But I know that I wanted to graduate from the school just because, like, where I'm from, not a lot of people get this opportunity.
Right.
Too, like, I wanted to do that for my family. Like, that'd be a dope thing for somebody from my family to graduate from this school. So, like, I had ulterior things that kind of kept me there. But that first year was really hard for me. When I got switched to defense, I was probably at my lowest because, like, the first year was hard. I felt like my sophomore year was going to be better because I had worked so hard to get good at running back, but it just, it's not enough time, bro. There's not enough time in between that to really be good at something, you know, like the 10,000 hour rule or whatever. It's like I had put in probably not even nowhere close to that, even though I haven't done that now here, like with my position here. I was so far behind everybody else. I was just playing catch up the whole time. I'm just playing catch up. So the running back year was okay, but going into my, like, playing defense, I was probably at my lowest. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But at that point in time, you got to understand that, like, one, my confidence is shot. Like, I really don't know. My self-identity was kind of shook too, because, like, I didn't know, like, who I was almost, because, like, my whole life I identified with being this quarterback. I identified with being somebody, a football player, and this, that, and the third. But now I'm not playing football. Now I'm not playing quarterback. And now I done switched 3 positions. So it's like, I go to a different school. What am I going to play? So I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, if I go to a different school, I done played 3 different positions in 3 different years. What school would I go to? It would have to be a super inferior school, and I want to play at the highest level. So it's like, I can go do that, or do I just find a way to make it out here? And I felt like the best thing for me to do was just stay here and keep trying to grind through it, even though it was super hard. I just felt like it was what was best for me.
So were there people like in your corner on your side that really, like, was very instrumental to you being there and you trying to try your hardest to prove to everybody that was doubting you that you were the player that you knew that you were?
I mean, my family, of course, you know, my mom always, but up here I only had one person. That was my girlfriend at the time. She's really the only person that, like, helped me get through what I was going through, or was with me when I was going through all that, and helped me. Even though she didn't know who I was in high school, and like or how good I was, how talented I was, and things like that, she still knew that I was special in regards to playing football, and just the type of person I was, because, like, this was the only person I really was spending time with. Like, I didn't have energy to be around a whole lot of people just because I was going through my own stuff. So she was probably the only person that really was with me going through that. So it's all love and respect for her, and I thank her for forever for that. You know?
Yeah, that's dope. Look, so I want to talk about when I got there, and I was kind of going through my own thing, my struggles of not playing when I got there and all of that. And I don't know if you remember this, but man, I tell you, when I remember this vividly. So it was fall camp of my sophomore year, like during the COVID season, and we went to Chick-fil-A. In the car, we're driving to Chick-fil-A, and man, I'm over there just pouring into him, like, yo, like, man, I don't know if I can do this, like, you know, this is hard. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I feel like nobody's believing in me. I'm not getting opportunity or the chances. And man, you just looked at me like, man, I've been there, bro. Like I've been there. Like, all I can tell you, just keep trying. You know, it's going to come. It's going to change at some point. And I want people to understand that that's kind of like the leader that you are. And that's kind of what you represented to me, you know, when I was there, you know, and that's something that I don't tell a lot of people, but I mean, I might as well just give you your flowers and your roses now, you know, before it's too late. But I appreciate you for that, for sure. Honestly, though.
No problem, though. It's all love. I honestly, and I wish I had somebody to do that for me when I was going through it. But like, when I was going through mine, it was just me and me. And just trying to figure everything out. But yeah, bro, that's all love. That's just the type of person I am. If I see somebody struggling, if I see somebody helping, especially if I got knowledge on what they're going through, I'm definitely gonna pour into that, because I understand how tough this school can be. But at the same time, I understand the school is not for everybody. And I see you moved on and you overcame your challenges too. So I'm proud of you for that, bro.
Appreciate that.
Everybody's path is different. Everybody's path is different.
So, I mean, I want to talk about, so when you finally switched back to receiver, right? And you're talking about you said the 10,000 rule, 10,000 hours, 100, whatever it is. So you talk about how you was behind the curve when through all the position changes, right? What did you do to help you catch up relatively quickly, to start making big plays in big games and start to earn the trust of coaches?
Okay. What year was that? So that year, my junior year, I've always had, like, not to toot my own horn, I've always kind of had like a clutch gene where I've always been able to thrive under pressure, whether that be in high school, middle school, at any point, to AAU basketball to football to whatever. I'm just always cool, calm, and collected. So the pressure of certain moments don't really phase me, and I've always been able to perform. I've never not been able to perform, and that's what I feel like a lot of people that are outside of indie football or outside of the team don't really understand. But like the guys on the team know, just because we work together, we practice together every day. The ability to perform really wasn't a problem. So like when I would get an opportunity, I would thrive. So I did good. Like I said, when I was playing running back, I also did receiver stuff, but it was only in practice. So like I had more of a foundation going into, by the time I got to switch to receiver, which was the end of the that junior year, the last game, the Stanford game. I played. That's when they switched me. So that going into the next year, I had already been playing receiver in practice a little bit, but like for 2 years at that point. So I had a little bit of foundation there, and then I knew since they switched me the last game, this next season, I know exactly what position I'm playing, and I'm like, I'm not switching again, just because I know what success I've had at receiver already in practice against like our starters, stuff like that, through one-on-ones, through 7-on-7, through just kind of competing every day. So I was like, I know that I have a potential to make it out this way. When I was playing running back, I didn't think I'd make it to the league. To be honest with you. When I was playing defensive back, I didn't think I'd make it to the league. But I thought at receiver, I had a really good opportunity. So I just dove into all of that. And I honestly think that COVID, the lockdown, was something that really benefited me, because I didn't have to do anything for real. Like, we got Zoom classes, but that ain't really nothing. So I set a goal. I was like, man, I want to be the starter going into this next season, if we have a season. So I just worked, bro. I just did drills. I really taught myself how to play receiver almost. Like I followed a whole bunch of receiver accounts on Instagram. I would watch YouTube videos and watch film, and then take drills that I've seen and take movements that I've seen people do in games from like highlights or whatever, and then just emulate those on the field throughout COVID. And just day after day, chip after chip, I got better. And then by the time we came back, that for summer workouts, I had confidence about myself. And that was one thing I lost throughout everything. Even when I was doing good or I had good moments at running back, I didn't have true confidence in myself. So I got that back playing receiver. I got that back throughout that little COVID stretch. And I was just like, I'm going to go all in. I don't know. I can't fail worse than I've already failed. I literally failed doing everything. So it's like that fear of failure that I had coming into college completely dissipated. I don't fear failure anymore. I understand that that's just something that's going to happen. You're going to win, you're going to lose. You don't have control over that, but you can control what you can control. So it's like, I'm going to go as hard as I can. And the outcome, I should get the fruits of my labor. I've been putting in hard work, and that's what happened. I grinded. I had a really good fall camp, and I ended up winning the starting job. And that meant a lot to me. I ended up scoring in the first game, and then now I can see, like, all right, now it went from I can do this to now it's like on film that like I'm doing this. So now it's just like, let me just keep stacking on this, stay down, keep working, keep doing what I was doing to get to this point, and then see what I can achieve from this. It's like once that fear of losing went away and my confidence came back, man, I feel like there's nothing that I can't do.
Yeah, I want you to talk more about you actually, like the process of you actually losing that fear of failure, because we now see what the other side of that looked like, like last year people got a glimpse of what like fearless AD looks like, and I'm sure, and everybody's looking, okay, now what's a revamp fearless AD's looking like this year coming up. So I want you to like just talk about like some of like the little things that you did that really like helped you like hone in and to understand like you can't really be afraid to fail or to lose anymore.
I just had to. Well, I'll start with a breakdown I had. I had a breakdown at the end of spring ball that defensive year. Just because I just broke down in my car And I ain't gonna lie, like I shed some tears and I was just
Mm.
yelling and just frustration. Like I couldn't be around people when it happened. So I just kind of like drove into a parking lot and just I had to break down. So I had to go through that, and then I don't know, something just came over me, bro.
Mm.
And it was just like control what you can control. And then I had kind of had like not relive, but just thought about everything I had went through, and it was like, what am I doing wrong? And it's like I would go into certain situations tentative or like
Yeah.
hesitant, and like, all right, so what am I hesitant about? I'm hesitant because I don't want to lose. It's like, all right, so if I'm still scared to lose, I'm still scared of losing. What's on my mind this whole time? Losing. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I'm thinking about is this loss that I could potentially take, or me not having confidence in myself. I'm giving that other person, my opponent, whoever is lining against me in this rep, I'm giving him more power, even though he don't even know, just because I think he's better at me than what he's doing than what I'm
Right.
doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think he's better at playing defensive back than I am of getting open. Things like that. So it's like once I analyzed that, I was like, all right, let me stop doing that. Let me stop giving power to things that I can't control. I can't control what a DB is going to do to stop me to an extent.
Right.
But I can't control what I'm about to give him on this route. I can't control what look I'm about to give him. I can't control a bait. I can't control how good I'm getting in and out this break. Stuff like that. And once you start getting good, then it's like that false confidence that fake it till you make it turns into, oh no, I'm really
That's
good
true.
now.
Yeah.
Now I really can win. Now this works. Now this don't work, but I'm okay with taking this L because I could. It's really turn your losses into lessons. I'm okay with taking this L because I see what I did wrong, but I also see how he reacted when I went this way or when I did this move. So now I can do something to counter that. You know what I mean? So it's like perspective. Honestly, the biggest change was perspective. It's like losses are still gonna happen, but losses are inevitable.
Right.
Like I don't think anybody that's achieved anything great didn't take 100,000 losses before. You know what I'm saying? Before they got to what they wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
And it sounds cliche, but it's true. You know what I mean? So like I had to learn that, but it wasn't just a learn that like I'm telling you. It's like I had to experience it. I had to feel it. I had to go through and live it to really put it in perspective for myself. Because just hearing it, just watching like an inspirational YouTube video, it's not gonna do it. Or it didn't do it for me. You know what I mean? I really had to go through. I really had to get knocked down and figure out like, all right, how I'm gonna get back up. Getting back up wasn't the issue. Wasn't the question. I'm getting back up. It's like, how am I going to go forward now? So that's really how I dealt with failure. And it took a breakdown for me. Like I had to hit bottom and it's just like, what are you going to do now? Or what am I doing wrong really? And how can I fix that? And what can I do to build on it moving forward?
That's deep, man. Look, so I want to get to this point where I'm doing my personal check-in with you right now. You know, we're going to get back to like kind of like the later end of your college career real soon. But I want to do my personal check-in, man. I want to check in with, see how's your mental health is doing, first of all. How's your family and how's football?
Mental health, I'm doing the best. I'd say I'm doing the best I have in a long time. I would say when I got hurt, my mental health was at a pretty low spot. But right now, fighting through what I'm going through, or fighting through what I went through, I'm in a good spot right now. Do you need like a rate to 1 to 10, or is like, is it just
1 to 10? How is it?
1 to 10. Mental health, I say I'm probably at like a 8.5. I'm riding high right now. I'm in a good spot.
That's good.
My family's doing really well. They're doing really, really well. I'm happy for my family. Their spirits are good, and that gives me peace, you know. So my family's doing good. I would say 10 out of 10 with the fam. And then what was the last one?
Football's
going well. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited. I'm at to the point where I'm running routes. I'm back integrated with the offense. I'm feeling good where I need to be feeling good going into camp. So football's going well too. I say 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. That's decent. I'm glad that everything is going well for you, honestly. And we need to continue that, you know. But so I want to get back to kind of towards like the later end of your career now. So you went through everything that you went through when you doing your first couple of years at Notre Dame. You fought through it, you know, you found your way to being a captain. You know, I was captain when I was there. And like I said, you're going to be a captain again this year. I'm going to call it right now. So you heard it here first. And then during the time of your career where you was like, all right, I'm really making strides and I see the light right there at the end of the tunnel, tragedy struck. What happened?
We don't know if it's tragedy yet, but at the time, it definitely felt like tragedy. So, all right, I'll just go through this last season for me. Once again, I had a really good fall camp. confidence was even higher than it was going into the COVID year.
Mm.
Just because I'm playing a position that I already played before and I had success. And like I bought against some of the best programs in the country. You know what I'm saying? I made plays against Clemson. I made plays against Bama, which was
whoa. Let's not just scroll over that. You made the game-winning play against Clemson.
With a game tying to go into overtime. Yeah,
you won the game, bro.
I put us in position to win the game.
Let's go.
It was a crazy moment.
Yeah.
Crazy moment. That game, everything, man. That's when I truly was like, all right, I was supposed to be here. All of this that I went through, this it makes sense now. Like everything kind of came full circle. Didn't know I had 2 more years, and more would come after that. You know what I mean? It's just, but that moment right there felt so satisfying, and it was like, this is what I've been feeding for. It's what I've been working for. It's like I've been working with this hunger, with this hole, almost this pit, and like a question that always comes is why. And that's question gonna resurface again. But like I was like, why am I going through so much? Why is my past so difficult? But that moment right there put everything in perspective, man. Like I said, huge confidence boost. That time right there. But yeah, so after that season, I'm like, man, I done played against the best teams, like and really with no fans, like no juice in the stadium, no energy, straight just football, mano y mano, line up, let's play, and had serious success. So I'm like, oh yeah, going to the next season, I'm about to try to take off. I'm like, I don't want to come back to this school. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it 6. I don't even want that to be on my mind. I want to do it how everybody else did it. 5 years, or really 4 years. I had a redshirt one, but 4 years of playing, like I'm going all in, and bro, I really was getting the fruits of my labor again. Like I was really was going off. I was balling. And it was the most complete season I played in the sense of that 2020 season. I really couldn't block well. Like I ain't have no hesitancy going to block. But I wasn't good at it. Like I would still get thrown out of the way, or my feet weren't right, and things like that. Or I didn't understand how to manipulate routes as good as I did my last season, the 2021 season. So those are the things that I improved on into 2021. So I was playing complete football. My best game was probably against Purdue. Statistically, at receiver, my best game was against Purdue. I had 5 targets, 5 catches, 120 yards, and a touchdown. And I'm like, man, I just put serious receiver yards.
Monster numbers.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not too crazy, but like for where I just came from, like what I just went through, I'm like, bro, I just really went crazy for real. Like, so that was a dope moment, and like I'm saying, confidence through the roof. And then I ended up scoring in like the next 4 games. So like I'm on a stretch of straight touchdowns. Like I scored against USC, scored against UNC. Like I'm really snapping. And then we get to Navy week 9, and I don't know what's going on with this game, bro. Like during the week, I look forward to playing Navy because I always wanted to just go off against Navy. I know how historic with Notre Dame, how historic the game is. Exactly. Even though it's not like they're not a top program when it comes to football, I know in the Notre Dame realm that these games are gonna live forever. These are the type of games against this team that's gonna be played on that big screen forever. So I took pride in that week. I was very much looking forward to it. But for whatever reason, come game day, bro, I felt funny. Like that morning, I was feeling weird. It was a weird day. It was like gloomy outside. Like, so I'm feeling funny, but I'm like, all right, let me just, let me get myself out this hole. Like, it's still game day. Usually, though, on game day, I'm up, I'm ready, I'm excited. Like, I'm just juiced. I'm ready to go. And like, I'm a calm dude. But on game day, like, I got the most energy. I'm ready to. Exactly, it's just different. So that game day, it's not hitting me. My adrenaline's not really running. I'm kind of just going through the motions. It almost feels like it felt like a practice 8 in fall camp. You know what I mean? Like,
dang.
energy
dog days.
A little bit. Yeah, exactly. Dragging a little bit. It don't feel like, it's not something to look forward to for real. It seems repetitive. Like nothing felt right almost. And then we get into the game. The game's going, and nothing's really going right for me in the game either. It's just like all out of whack. Everything's funky, bro. Like that's the best way I can play it. Like I would know I'm supposed to do something, and I would do something otherwise, or I would know how the nickel was about to play me on a certain play, and I would still like guess wrong or play into what he's doing, and then he not making play, or I whiff on the block even though I knew he was about to jump inside. I still took outside for whatever reason. It was like I was making so many small mistakes, and I was getting more and more frustrated, And then we're going to halftime, and I'm still trying to get myself out of the funk. It's like I'm still in this little weird feeling. I'm like, I need to snap out of it. So I kind of did. I felt a little bit better. And then I get the ball on I forget what play it was. I think it was, I don't want to say the play name, but I got the ball on the hitch.
Yeah.
I got the ball on the hitch. Boom, caught it. This is my first catch again. This is the third quarter. I think the first drive. Got the ball on the hitch. Boom, catch it, break inside, get about 15 yards. And it was just a hitch, 15, 16 yards on a 5-yard hitch. So I was like, I got some yak. I'm feeling good now. I'm like, all right, boom, here we go. And then next play is the run play. It's the inside zone to Kyron. I had to come in to get the linebacker so I can seal the block.
Yeah.
And as I go in to get the block, I honestly, bro, I just took a step in my ACL tour. Just felt a big pop. So like the bones in there, I guess one of the fibs and then the quad bone just kind of I felt that smack. That's kind of the pain everybody feels, that big pop. I felt the pop, but I didn't hear it just because it's loud. Yeah. And Kyron scored on that play.
Yep. So everybody was going crazy.
Boom. Everybody's going crazy. And I'm just like, I'll tell you what happened. So like I just stepped. It really wasn't nothing crazy. I didn't cut on it crazy. It wasn't like I twisted or anything. I kind of I low-key missed on the block because he went underneath me, but him going underneath me left the lane for Kyron to go. So I kind of still won technically, but he went underneath me. All I did was kind of like step, and it just tore. So it just popped. I took one hop, and then I just sat down. I spun around, watched Kyron score, and then spun to the sideline and just like signaling for somebody to come get me because like I knew something was wrong. And then they came out there, and it was just, I've never had a serious injury in my life, but I knew when it happened, what happened, just from the stories people tell. And I knew nothing just happened. Right. So like I've had sprains, but when you have a sprain, you like, oh, I twisted my ankle crazy. Right. Like or like I've had AC sprains, you land right on your shoulder, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when you sprain something, you've done something. I've hyperextended my knee. That's when your knee go like all the way in. Like I've done that. It's like you did something when it happened. Nothing happened, bro. Nothing happened. I did more powerful cuts my whole life on this knee, and I literally just took a step, and it just popped. It just tore. So it had to have been serious. And then they kind of like held me up, and then I'm walking on it, and I'm like, I really can walk. So I just start walking, and then I'm like, this another thing I've heard, like you can walk after you tear it. Yeah. So I walk out the field, go into the tent, and then they do the knee thing where they shake it and they're moving it. Yeah. We think it's ACL. We don't know for sure yet. This is when they're trying to start to calm you down. We don't know for sure yet. This, that, and the third. And it's like, bro, I know. It's my knee. I can feel what's going on, right? I know. Like, it's definitely ACL. So at that moment, I broke down, bro. I broke down. I was in there having tears. I had to get everybody out of there. I didn't want nobody to be in there with me. I didn't want the trainers there or nothing like that. I just haven't had that moment, get myself together before I went back out there with the guys because the game was still going on.
Yeah.
So,
what was the world of Avery Davis like following the confirmation that like, all right, I tore my ACL, knowing that everything that you had done, everything that was on the table moving forward, like what was the next few months like for you?
Tough, bro. Super, super tough. And it was tough and it was foggy, bro. It was just like mentally I was foggy. It literally was foggy outside. We get the perma clouds, so we don't see the sun in the winter.
Oh, yes.
So everything was just gray, literally and figuratively. I remember just, bro, I wanted clarity. I wanted clarity so bad. I'm like, why? That was the biggest question I kept asking myself. I could not find an answer to why. Usually, if I'd have got hit a crazy way, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna charge it to the game. I didn't get hit. If I'd have cut crazy, I'd have been like, all right, well, I need to learn how to cut better or something like that. I didn't cut crazy. If it had been, there was no clarity. So I'm like, why did this happen? After all the things I've already gone through, I'm finally putting myself in a position to go to the league. Like I'm finally balling. I finally got everything I ever wanted. And in week 9, I just tear my ACL on some dry stuff. Like nothing happened, and my knee's gone. Now I just get set back for 6 to 9 months. You know what I mean? And anybody that knows anything about the ACL recovery process, bro, it's painful. Like almost everything about it is painful. It's discomfort. It's very uncomfortable. So, and in that whole process, we lose our head coach. there's rumors about everything else that's going on. Like I don't know who all is leaving. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
even know what I'm gonna do, bro. Like
Right.
at that point, I was so low. I'm like, I don't even know if I really seriously contemplated not playing football no more. I thought about that. I don't know if I wanted to come play here. If I was gonna play again, I didn't know if I don't know if I could play again. Like there was so
Dang.
many different things go through your mind, and so that whole month from the month from where I tore it to I got surgery a month after I tore it. Just because like Thanksgiving was in the mix a little bit, and also like you want to work out, you want to get your quad as strong as possible
Right.
before you go into surgery. So like I had to do some pre-surgery stuff, and then I had Thanksgiving, so I had to take that week off too. So I didn't end up getting surgery. I tore it on like November 9th or something like that, and I didn't get surgery till December 3rd. And then like a week after I got surgery, maybe Coach Kelly leaves.
Yeah.
Like now all this is going on, and we push for a new head coach. I got to do meetings with Swarber because I'm a captain, so I'm kind of like in the mix for the next head coach job and things like that. But I also got to figure out what I'm trying to do. I got to tell them if I'm coming back before the bowl game and stuff like that. It was just so much going on. I still got to finish my schoolwork, my classes, and all that. Even though I was only in 3, like I still had to get that in because if I chose to come back, I wasn't going to be able to come back because I didn't finish the semester. So it's like a whole lot going on. On top of that, I can't move for real. I got a brace on my knee. I can't really bend it right now, and then rehab is painful. But yeah, man. So it went from I don't know if I want to play anymore. I don't know if I can play anymore. And then time went on, and then I was like, you know what, bro? I don't want to look back on this. And however many years, it could be next year while I'm watching Notre Dame play, and I'm working some job. You know what I mean? I don't know when it was gonna hit me, but at some point it was gonna hit me that I had one more chance to do this. And after all I've been through, I let an injury off of nothing take me out. So I was like, you know what? I don't know what this next season holds for me. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I know I'm about to try this one more time.
Yeah.
I can't let this be the end. I can't let this be the end all be all. So I decided to come back, bro. I told them, I announced it to the team during Echoes, but I had made my decision like a week prior to that, and I kept it just like in-house only. Told like Coach Reese, Coach Freeman, but I think the new coaching staff was the big reason of me coming back.
We're gonna get on that a little bit, but I mean, just focus on like your football injury and all that right now. Like knowing that you got this second chance, right, to finish out your college career and finish out where you started it all at Notre Dame, right? What is like the biggest motivating factor for you right now going into this final season that you have?
Truthfully speaking, bro, I want to be remembered. But I don't want to be remembered as somebody who just had it hard.
Right.
I want to be remembered as one of the best players to come through. And I think that my skill set and my ability to do so many different things on the football field, if used correctly, I should be remembered that way. And given the proper opportunities this season, I'm very confident. I'm very confident going into the season, bro, because I don't know many people that can go through what I went through and still come out strong, still come out swinging. But on top of that, it's just like I'm honestly good. Like I'm good at what I do. I'm good at making plays. I'm good at competing at this level, and I know that I can do something very special. So what my mindset's on, my eyes are set on is being legendary, bro. I want to have a legendary season.
Yeah, and there's nothing stopping AD from doing that, man. Only thing that stops AD is AD, correct? And we know that's not gonna happen. So I just, before we kind of wrap it up, I want to just talk about, everybody already know the whole coaching staff thing that happened with Coach Kelly leaving and Coach Freed. That story has been exhausted, right? But what I'm curious to ask you as a person in like a big leadership role on the team, right? Like how has the dynamics of the team changed since the coaching drama happened and since Coach Freed became the new coach? Leading up to now,
the dynamics of the team. I think locker room wise, we haven't changed much. We've always been close, and we've always taken pride in being like a close knit group. And I think that's something that makes Notre Dame special because like everybody kind of rocks with everybody. no matter, I'm not saying everybody best friends, because that's not the case, but everybody can sit down in a room or in a conversation with anybody and be cool, you know what I'm saying, and have a genuine love. And we all go through so much. And I think Bayless is a big factor in our fellowship, because we go through so much in the off season. We go through much of training. It's difficult to where you literally do got to lean on your teammate, no matter if you like him, no matter where he's from, no matter where you from, what he believe, what you believe, you know, what he came here to study, what you came here to study. It doesn't really matter. All it matters is what we're going through right now, who's going through it with me, and who got my back. You know what I mean? So that thing, and that dynamic, I don't think much has changed. I think the biggest thing that's changed is the coach and player relationship, the accessibility for us to talk to our head coach or talk to the coaches that are higher up, you know what I mean? That type of thing. I think it's a lot more transparent. I think that Coach Freeman did a good job of bringing in coaches that care about the players' well-being, and, you know, want to build those relationships bigger than just the X's and O's, you know what I mean? So I think that the type of people that are in place of leadership now are different than they were prior.
Okay. And then last thing, coming from a captain again, what does the future of Notre Dame football looks like?
It looks very, very promising. I think we're gonna conquer that mountain that we haven't been since 1988. I think it's gonna happen really soon, whether it be this year, whether it be the upcoming years. We're killing it in recruiting. That's another thing that's changed. Our recruiting, from the tactics, our approach, the mindset, the recruits that we're bringing in, the energy around the building, everything about it. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more energized. It's a lot more promising, bro. We're bringing in some of the best recruits. We got the number one recruiting class of 2024, top 5 recruiting class of 2023. So we're bringing in some special talent, along with the good coaches that we already have, along with the culture that we've already built. You know what I mean? The foundation, and then, bro, really, I think we're gonna get a ring real soon. So.
No doubt, man. Praying for you. Hopefully you guys
Notre
can
Dame
get
football,
it. Nah, all right, man. Just
Notre Dame
wrapping up.
Football's gonna come up for sure.
For sure. Hey, wrapping up, AD. I just want to this the gem of the day, AD. Like, what gem could you drop on like a kid that's looking to play college football, looking to be in the position that you were in, or even somebody that's going through what you went through? Like, what would you tell that person?
Believe in yourself. Definitely believe in yourself. I think the biggest thing that led me down a lot of trouble and a lot of conflict and, I guess, hardship at this school was when I lost confidence in myself. I lost my self-identity. I lost, like, my drive almost. And that all came from a lack of confidence. It all came from me not believing in myself. So believe in yourself. You're where you are for a reason. If you want to do something, you can do it. There's really nothing that stops you. There's literally anything in this world was made by a man just like you, or a woman just like you. You know what I mean? Everything is attainable in this world. Don't place limits on yourself, and believe in yourself wholeheartedly, because until nobody else is gonna believe in you until you really believe in yourself. Now, somebody can see something in you, but if you don't see it in yourself, you'll never reach that level that somebody sees in you. So believe in yourself, man. Hey, I wish I could go tell myself that, you know, when I was a freshman. So that's what I would say.
That's powerful, man. Yeah, you have it, man. From the man himself. Believe in yourself, man, regardless of what happens. And that's a wrap, man. I appreciate you, AD, for joining me today. And like I said earlier, man, if you guys are a fan of a perseverance story, of a comeback story, and of greatness, man, you might want to tune into this, man. And this man right here, Avery Davis, is the definition, the personification of that, man. Appreciate you again, brother.
Love, brother. All love.
Right,
Thank
man.
you for having me.
Of course, man. Take care.